my countrymen, on June 30, 2016, June 30, 2016, I took my oath as President of the Republic of the Philippines because of the theoretical vacancy of that office. On May 9, 2016, Rodrigo Rua Duterte, Mayor of Davao City, ran for President without an approved COMELEC certificate of candidacy. Therefore, in the eyes of the law and the Constitution, he was not a candidate on that day. And all votes cast in his favor were null and void. However, because the COMELEC misled the people, sabotaged the people into believing that he had a certificate of candidacy, and that even a dead man named Señores was a candidate, because the people were misled into voting for Mayor Duterte as 16th President of the Republic, and about 14,000 were misled into voting for a dead man named Ambassador Roy Señores. The position of the presidency was occupied by a revolutionary president, number 16. In view of that vacancy, I declared myself President of the Republic of the Philippines as member of the Philippine Bar, oath-bound to defend and preserve the Republic of the Philippines, and as Supreme Commander of the United States Allied Freedom Fighters of the East, Yosafi Liberation Army, being the leader of the biggest civilian authority, paramilitary authority in the Philippines, mother organization of the armed forces and the Philippine National Police and the Republic of the Philippines, I declared myself President. But since Duterte enjoyed the vote of 16 million misled voters, I respected the will of the 16 million who were misled into voting a non-candidate in the eyes of the law. And that was the situation. However, recently, I was overjoyed, overexcited to hear President Rodrigo Duterte supplementing my assumption of the presidency by endorsing my presidency on June 27 through the radio TV networks in the Philippines. And so I assumed then that at this point I am in fact the full-fledged president of the Philippines, armed with all the presidential powers to lead this country to a new chapter of history. My problem is, dahil hindi pa talaga formal ang turnover, maraming tawag sa akin, mga foreign correspondents from America, from Australia, from London. Ano nang ginawa mo na na-endorse ka naman ni Duterte? Well, I said, well, you know, I told the armed forces to withdraw from Marawi and therefore stop shooting at their brother Filipinos. I told the Muslims to solve their own problems. But it seems that nobody is listening to me because there is no formal turnover of the powers of the president. Yan ang problema ko. The other day, I called Senator Ilardi, one of the most popular personalities in the Philippines, who has been calling me Mr. President every time we met at San Francisco International Airport. I said, I will appoint you as press secretary. Siguro si Eddie Lardin siya rin, hindi rin mapaniwala na yung pinakamatinding kalaban ko naggagawa ng pinakamatindi o pinakamelagrosong announcement na ako na at maging presidente ng Pilipinas. Hindi siya matanggap-tanggap siguro niya yung narinig niya, parang hindi naman siya excited na maging press-secretary ko. This morning, I asked him to approach Leni Robredo to tell her that she will remain Vice President. Yes, she was elected Vice President until proven otherwise because of the protest of Marcos Jr. She remains President. And in the meantime, I appoint her as Ambassador Extraordinary Plenipotentiary to be my representatives to all nations in the world and tell them about the new administration and the dream of this administration, one world community. Eh sana tanggapin ni Leni kaysa kalabanin ako. Kasi hindi pwede, dalawa kaming magpresidente hanggang 6 years from now. Hindi pwede. Hindi rin ako aatras. Kasi ako, I believe before God, before the world community, before the law, I am the 17th President of the Republic of the Philippines. Eh so, hindi ako atras. Nakakahiya naman atras ako. Alam ko, as a lawyer, I am in fact the legitimate President of the Philippines. At so para namang alam ko naman si President Duterte may karamdaman na malubha. Eh sumulat ako this morning via LBC asking for the end time. Kasi siguro sumulat ako mga 50 to 100 times niya noon wanting to talk to him about the federal government kasi supportive ako sa federal government all the way. In fact, I was Ruben Canoy's delegate to America, ambassador to America, on the issue of federalism and Mindanao. Federal Republic of Mindanao. Yun, makita mo sa sign sa office ko sa Daly City, California, 1 mile away, makita mo napakalaking Federal Republic of Mindanao. Ako ang in-appoint ni Ruben Canoy, so Ruben at the end, maging naging pasaway ako ni Ruben, na wala naman akong ginawa kasama sa kanya. Yun. I wanted to talk to him on federalism. Nagsulat ako 50, 100 letters to Rudy Duterte. Wala, hindi naman in-entertain. Ngayon, after the supplemental endorsement of my presidency as the 17th President of the Republic of the Philippines, sukulat ako ulit. Care of Sara Duterte, care of Paule Duterte, direct to Malacanang, direct to President Duterte, hoping that one of them would land on his chair or receive him personally. And so he can decide. Kasi kailangan ko formal turnover. Eh kung hindi mag-formal turnover, at least partial turnover by telling the army as Commander-in-Chief to follow my orders. Kasi kung sundin yung order ko, wala nang gera sa Malawi before the sunset. Sa dili pa mo salo pang adlaw. Sa hindi pa mawawala itong araw na ito, meron ng peace kasi ang order ko, withdraw from the perimeters of the city government of Marawi 2 kilometers away. So wala nang fighting. And I requested Murad, Biswari, Hataman, and other Muslim leaders to meet and solve the Moro problem because what we have in Marawi is a Moro problem. And if they have any demands, present those demands to me in writing. And if they are reasonable, I will ask the Filipino people to approve them. Or if I can approve it myself as president, then I will approve it. But kung halimbawa napakahirap man yung demand, pag-usapan natin ulit. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng i-approve lahat, parang rubber stamp na lang ako. And we have to consider the Filipino people. The 90% Christians in Mindanao. Kailangan isipin natin yung feelings nila. They have to ratify whatever agreements we have. I am not a dictator. I don't intend to be a dictator. And I plan to hold national elections in 5 months to find out who the Filipino people really want. But I don't want any representative from the dynastic families. No dynasty in the Philippines. The elections will be based on total honesty in public service, based on merit, not money. It will be meritocracy, not moneytocracy. So there will be elections in 5 months to determine the true will of the Filipino people, which was sabotaged by the Commission on Elections. So, President Duterte, before the world community, before the august bar of history, I humble myself before you, sir. I want to see you on Monday. That is my birthday. Baka magbigyan mo ako ng aguinaldo. With power to reshape the destiny of the country. And sana naman pagbigyan mo ako. Magpunta ako sa Davao. After July 4, after tomorrow, I plan to proceed to Davao and just be close to you just in case you accept my offer to see you personally and discuss paramount national issues. Kasi hindi pwedeng makabitin itong sitwasyon. Yung mga polis, halimbawa, hindi na-cooperate sa akin dahil antayin yung formal turnover. Yung mayabang ng gobernador dyan sa Misamis Oriental, si Mano, hindi nga ako maka-hold ng prayer rally o makapasalamat na lang sa iyo na in-appoint mo akong successor. Hindi po mapayag si Mano. May mayabang pa niyang administrator, si Lorna Giboni. Sinarap pa yung Kapitolyo. Akala mo siya ang may-ari ng Kapitolyo. Sinarap. Para hindi ako makarali sa loob. In spite of the fact na mayroon akong permit. Abusado yung mga tao na yun. Abusado. These people do not deserve to stay in the Philippines or hold any public office there. Abusado kung meron sila mas ikunti na lang corporate. So, to repeat, Mr. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Sir, taga-Davao ako. Ang akong balay nasa 41A Ponce Street, Corner, Chavez. Andyan ako. Andun ako magpunta. At sana naman, sir, pagbigyan mo ako, napakaraming beses na ako sumulat sa'yo. Wala, mas indihan niyo. Wala. Hindi mo ako kinausap. Ang intention ko naman, to talk about federalism. Kasi I want the government to be federalized. As a matter of fact, one of the 42 executive orders that I made was to federalize the Philippines in part. Like giving the provinces 70% of their income and retaining 40% only for the national government, provided the provinces will take care of the roads or highways, and the municipalities will take care of the market to farm to market roads. Maraming mga ginawa ko na pwede siguro may problem, hindi naman ako perfect. And I would submit to corrections. I am not a hard-headed man. I believe in the genius of the Filipino people dictated by God. Beyond all intellectual genius is a supreme being that holds the destinies of men and nations. And I submit to the will of that. I prayed so hard on what to do with your endorsement, and probably he told me to write Mayor Duterte, write President Duterte. What are you doing? You have been already endorsed as the successor. Act like a successor. Behave like a successor. Respect him as a successor. Well, I placed a tarpaulin doon sa Capitol. Thank you, Mayor President Duterte, for endorsing Pamato. Ay, hindi pa malagay doon dahil mayroong terrorist threat daw sa Davao. Parang terrorism na yung pinasalamatan ka, sir, Mr. President. Hindi pa pwede. So anyway, that is beside the point. Minor issue yan. I can take care of that in 1 minute after I have fully assumed all the powers of the President. I can get rid of these people within few seconds. So, yeah. I will proceed to Davao. After the celebration of the new or reinstatement of July 4 as Independence Day, I have it reinstated because the truth is, tayo talaga independent only on July 4, 1946, because Aguinaldo declared independence in hiding, served the government in hiding. You can't have government in hiding and declare independence. Nakakahiya. Admitted mo, let's be humble enough to admit that we were given independence by America. Let's be thankful sa nangyari sa atin. And we are free, supposed to be free. And we shall be free forever, I promise you. Free forever. From China, from any country in the world, we are free. Sabi nga ni Martin Luther King, free at last. Thanks God Almighty. We are free at last. Thank you and good day.